right, welcome back to the D&D show. I am your host, Drew, with my co-host, Dre, and we are here with my guest, brother, Mamba. We are here to talk about the NBA playoffs and how it's been going and all the shocks and surprises, and we're just going to talk hoops today. And then we'll probably take it through all the way to the finals, and it's probably just be hoops talk for a while. We will talk about City in the Premier League. I don't want to talk about it, but we will talk about Premier League and City because things have happened, and my team actually might end up winning the league this year, even though I haven't been happy with the season. It's complicated there. But before we go any further, as you always do, Dre, man, how's it going? How's it going?
Blessed and highly favored, man. No complaints over here. Working. Only complaints I got right now are the Pistons, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But yeah, man, blessed and highly favored. Baby's doing good, saying mama and dada right now. Gotta love that. And got a first birthday coming up in a couple months. So looking forward to that too. All good news, man. All good news.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you, Mamba?
I'm gonna be in your boat soon, so
Yeah.
double trouble on the way. You know, parenthood's crazy. So like it's crazy in this economy to decide to be a parent, voluntarily, to
Yeah.
make an active decision to be like, I'm not gonna use birth control anymore. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try. So yeah, it's a crazy time to be alive, to be a parent, and to be in a position now where you really understand what your parents were going through at that age. Like I'm the same age my mom was when she had me, and it's crazy. So everything is baby stuff for the next month. And then I've made a lot of jokes about our family tradition of most of us being born in June, is around NBA finals time. So my babies will be born a little earlier than that, so it won't be exactly like that. But I was hoping that if we could push it into June, that maybe I can continue the tradition of watching the NBA finals while my children are being delivered. So but I guess I'll have to settle for them being in the same room, probably rocking them in the bassinet and having the game on the iPhone with my headphones in, not at full blast. So yeah, what's up with you, Drew?
Everything is everything. I got no complaints. Last year was really rough for me. So, job is kind of wild right now, and it's just because I'm the new guy, and there's gonna be this back and forth and friction and whatnot. When every time you start a new job, there's always this friction and
You
whatnot.
getting
So
you getting hazed, bro?
nah, it ain't that.
Okay.
It ain't that. It's just certain people, because I'm OCD and the way that I work and the way that this is the way I am. It's just I truly care about it in a way that that everybody doesn't care about this what I do for a living, the way I do, because I started this, and I actually look back because apparently I was working with project managers when I was in college. So when I was working at public internship, when I did that call center internship that I had my junior year at college, it was inside a call center, but I didn't know I was reporting to a project manager. So really, it's
Oh,
incredible what God has done in my life. Literally, it's I've been doing this
for
since college.
years, yeah.
I'm saying? I've been great with
Project
spreadsheets
managers
since
all the way
college.
down.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? This was not
Yeah,
this was exactly where God
that's
wanted me to
cool.
be. It
It
wasn't.
was not a mistake, yeah.
My everything that my career has gone is was to get me to be a project manager, to do this for a living. So it's very clear. And I chose the vision. It wasn't like a guess. I chose this in 2019 when I realized this is the space I wanted to be in. That's when I got my school.
Mhm.
So job is going great. Boston's going great. I got a couple of new clients. I got people that I'm training. Um, I'm about 2 weeks away from my injury. I got my evaluation the other week, and it wasn't great. So I got 2 more weeks. I'll see Tito next week, Dre. I'll do my little
Yeah.
test, and we'll see. Hopefully, I can pass, and then I can get back to training. Because I've gained a good 5-6 pounds since the injury. So I'm almost
Eating good.
150. So
Eating good.
yeah, yeah. I feel heavy. Yeah, and everything. So too, like but I don't care. Like I'm not changing my diet. I'm enjoying my life. So it is what it is. I'm just injured, so I just have to be injured and train and be a coach, just strictly a coach for a while, which is fun. I like training, so training people and whatnot. I like seeing the growth and all that. So that's about it on that.
What are the thoughts on us doing a full episode on employment, just jobs and job history? Maybe we talk about the job
Yeah.
market.
We could do
We
that.
submit a few applications to fake jobs. We put together a resume. I think it'd be great content, honestly.
It could
I'm
be. It
down with
could be.
that,
I'm
man.
worried
I'm
about
down
our
with that.
jobs, though. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
down with
Like our
that.
jobs, like be like, yo, what's up? John might hear the
It's all
pod, be like,
fake
"Yo,
content.
when you
Yeah.
said this on the pod, what happened? Like, hey,
Yeah.
you wasn't
Yeah.
worried?
Well,
Like I said, you
we'll have to make up a fully like fake alias because yeah, they do look
No, yeah,
they do
I'm
look at
they're
sure.
that
like the
stuff.
feds,
Your
man.
job will
Everybody listening
they
to
will
everything.
they
You know
will
what I'm
they
saying?
will look they will look
Yeah.
they
So,
will look. You will get a message or a, hey, how you doing? How are things going? Yeah, they look.
yeah.
They know.
But
They
we
know.
build the ideal candidate, and then maybe on the pod
Yeah.
we go through an interview process. We're
I
like
like that. That'd be
secretly
cool, man.
filming it, and the
That's a
person's like,
cool
"What's
idea,
going
man.
on here?"
It
I don't
sounds
know.
like
This
you're
is
trying to get
untapped
people in trouble,
potential
man.
here.
It sounds like you're trying to get people in trouble. It
Uh,
doesn't seem like it doesn't
nah,
seem worth it.
that's a cool idea. We'll have to figure out the
We
ins
got to
and
kick
outs,
it
but that's
around.
a
We'll kick
cool
it around.
idea.
Even the
I
little
like
bit
it.
that I
I
talk
like
about with my job, like, I have to filter it a lot. There's a lot of filtering. Even what I said about my job, I like. Sometimes I'll be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And I'm not gonna say nothing negative or nothing like that about my job, about my company or nothing like that.
This is just a fully half-baked idea. And honestly, now
Yeah.
that I'm working it over, here's what we do. We're not applying to jobs in our field. We're sort of exploring what the job market is like for
In
America,
general.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we put together a resume of like what we feel like would be a great candidate for any field, and then we just submit it, But one of us writes the cover letter, the other person does and we like get an AI generated headshot.
I mean, this is fraud. I'm
like
pretty sure this is fraud. I don't think we can do. I don't think we can do this legally. I don't think we can do.
I feel like this is justice though, because it's like like they're putting up fake job postings all the time.
Yeah.
Why not flood the market with fake candidates?
Yeah, last year was really rough. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts on last year and everything that happened, but there's no way I could ever say it on this pod, and it's because of what Wemby pointed out. I said the consequences are too much for me to speak on this. I just I can't. The consequences are too much.
I think if we
Wemby
do the
understands.
I think if we do the whole process and not submit it, then we're good. I think we can go through the whole process, share the cover letter that we made, and make it more of a joke than anything, and just not
And just
submit
not
it. Then I
submit it.
think we're
Okay.
good. Yeah, and just not submit it. Yeah, because that way there ain't no like follow up or anything.
Legal,
But
right? Yeah,
we
I
did.
got you.
Yeah. So I think we're good. I think we're good.
It's a
We
good.
can-
I mean, it's a crazy idea. I don't know if it's a good idea,
no,
but it's an
it'd be fun.
idea.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
It
It would be
definitely would be
fun.
fun. I would be frightened the entire time. Like, oh yeah, but we do edit these things, so at the end of the day, it's not live. So we will edit them heavily.
There we go.
Yeah, that's true. That
All
is
right.
true. It's not live. That's true.
It'll be fine, man. It'll be fine.
Well, let's get to real work here. We wanted to talk about
NBA
it's
playoffs,
close to game time. This is
Yeah.
6:30 on Wednesday evening. The
Mhm.
Detroit Pistons are on the ropes. So
On
Dre,
the ropes, man. Fight.
talk about
Fight.
talk about whatever you want to talk about. I have a lot of thoughts on the Pistons too, but we could go ahead and get into this.
Yeah. Sadly, like I have to. Okay, so Bickerstaff, I think, is 9-19 as a playoff coach. Drew talked about this before the playoffs started. The playoffs are way different than the regular season. Everybody knows that. It's really when the coaches stand out and they kind of shine because they make adjustments like that helps their team win. If you look at the Pistons, I'm gonna talk about the starting lineup for a little bit, but in reality, like it's the starting lineup doesn't matter. It's really like how many minutes a certain group of players play. Like you could start the starting five for 5 minutes and immediately make a sub that impacts the game. So the problem with our starting lineup is it's normally Cade, Thompson, Tobias Harris, Duran, and shoot, I'm losing my train of thought here.
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. Yeah, Duncan Robinson. So that's normally our starting five, right? So two of those players are very obvious not shooters. And I'm not talking about not shooters like they shoot a low percentage from the three-point line. They don't shoot the three at all. So that's Thompson and Duran. They literally will not attempt a three-point shot during the game. Haven't attempted one in however many games we played, 4 games to this point. So with that being said, our pick and roll is our most effective like offense throughout the year. The pick and roll is being shut down by Suggs. The reason Suggs is shutting the pick and roll down is because he's literally not guarding Thompson. He's literally not guarding him. So he's coming over to double team Duran to help on the pick and roll. because he's not guarding Thompson. So how do you fix this? You either bench Duren or you bench Thompson. Now the dilemma is Duren is an all-star center this year, averaging like 20 and 10. And Thompson is, if Wemby wasn't a person, he probably had a chance of winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, Wemby
If
was
Wemby
alive,
wasn't
man.
alive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Wemby literally didn't exist, he probably had a chance, a good shot at winning Defensive Player of the Year.
It's really
So
hard
that's
for guards, though. Honestly, I mean,
it
I
is.
could
It's
see it,
hard.
but like
It's hard. But he had a lot of
Unless you're
blocks
Marcus
this year
Smart.
too. Like
Dyson Daniels literally had to like
yep.
break the
He
steals
also
record in order to be like in
he had to
consideration.
go
So
crazy. It's hard. But either way, I was just trying to prove a point. Like, okay, so this is the option for JB. Like, and it doesn't have to be the starting lineup. You can start the same starting lineup so you can save people's feelings. Because to me, what I'm seeing is that he's a player's coach. So he's not going to just bench Duren when he's literally having the worst playoff series he's probably ever going to have in his life, and it's really going to, like, this playoff series is going to impact how much he gets paid next year. Like, when you're watching his play and his stats, he's literally dropped off. Like, he's scoring half as many points as he did in the
yeah,
regular
it's like
season.
9 points a
He's
game
getting
right now.
he's getting way less rebounds. But you can blame Duren, but you also have to put some of the blame on the coach, because it's so clear that people aren't guarding Thompson and they're literally doubling Duren on the pick and roll, so he can't do anything. Wendell Carter's doing a great job against him, but he's also facing two players every time he catches the ball in the block. So what can you do to change that?
I think it's a bit of
You put in another shooter. Like, you have to put in someone else that can shoot.
I think it's a bit of column A, column B. I think the players obviously aren't playing up to par. I mean, Duren has been awful. There's no sugarcoating that. I don't know what the coach can tell him to say, hey, you need to be aggressive. You need to get your offense. But
No,
like,
it's spacing. It's spacing though.
yeah, he's
like,
worked with like no space all year. They haven't had shooting. This was something we talked about around the trade deadline, that they needed another shooter, but also more importantly, they needed another shot creator. And this is part of like the quandary of losing the apostle Jaden Ivey, is that he's a playmaker at the very least, not a good one, and his development was poor, and we probably couldn't justify him getting minutes compared to guys like even Ron Holland, who's not getting minutes now, or even compared to Dennis Jenkins, whose minutes are dwindled, diminished, gone in the playoffs now.
Dennis should actually start this game. He probably won't. We'll probably start with the same lineup, but he actually needs to start, because
No, he doesn't. So
yes, he does. Yes, he does. He 100% needs to start.
No.
We've lost 3 games out of 4, Drew.
No, I don't.
What is he? What needs to happen then?
You just had a conversation about it's not about who starts. We just had this. You just brought this up. It's not. If you're talking
that's
about
fine. Well, he needs to play.
Yeah.
He needs to play more. He needs to play more minutes.
He needs to play more minutes. Yes, but start. No,
that's what I mean.
Don't
That's
hurt
what I mean.
Duren's
It
feelings
doesn't matter.
to placate Dennis.
Yeah.
Jenkins.
No. You would play Dennis Jenkins instead of Thompson. You wouldn't play him instead of Duren.
Asar.
Yeah.
Thompson. Right.
You wouldn't play him instead of Asar? What?
Yeah, you would.
It's got to be one or the other.
You would.
You can't. It's one or the other.
You would,
because you got to fix the space.
Hold on. But
in this series, yes, you would.
This goes back to what Drew was talking about going into the playoffs. Detroit has to win on the defensive side of the ball. Orlando is
playing
not
good enough defense. They're not turning them over, so that's not working. So they got to change.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're saying they need to turn them over, and it's like that. Orlando's playing bad. That like they're not so good, playing so over their head at this point that we need to take a star out of the lineup. I don't know that Dennis Jenkins is going to be like able to break down a defense if Jalen Suggs is going to be at the point of attack, or if they can throw guys like Anthony Black at him. Like, I just don't think that he's got the size and strength to really make a difference in a series like this, where the matchup is Orlando has the same size that Detroit has been able to impose their will on everybody throughout the year. So they don't have an advantage as far as physicality goes, as far as taking it to teams.
The same. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But that style hasn't been working, so they need to change their style. They need to space the floor, which means they need to get rid of one person. One of those dudes got to get off the floor.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter how you break down this series or whatever, the more minutes that we have Duren and Thompson on the floor at the same time, like, we literally can't score.
It's a 90s basketball.
They don't guard. This is like, if you watch, they've been guarding Cade like he's Steph Curry, and they're doing the same thing to Duncan Robinson. They're like, oh, these are the only 2 people that we think can shoot. The rest of them, please shoot a jumper. Please shoot a jumper, and like, be my guest. We're gonna pack the paint, so Duren's literally not going to be able to score. except for the odd offensive rebound that he
So I'll
gets.
give you an example.
So what you have to do is Duran or Thompson cannot play a lot of minutes together. That's all it is.
Right.
So I don't care what you do with the lineup.
Right.
You have to and like I said again, it doesn't have to be the starters, but
Right.
for most of the minutes throughout the game, one of them has to sit. You have to interchange their
Or
minutes.
you can
You can
stagger, or you stagger Asar
you
and
have to
Durant,
stagger it.
or you stagger those
That's all you have to do.
or
That's
you
all you
stagger
have
those
to
two.
do.
Or you do what Frank
You
Vogel
have to have
did
the spacing.
in the finals against the Heat, and you just straight up bench the dude and just play Caruso. That's how we won the championship, because we just benched the extra big and just played Caruso.
But I think the problem is Bickerstaff is a player's coach.
Yeah.
I think that's what he is. So to me, because I was arguing with Tito about this, to me, I was like, listen, if it was Spoelstra or Popovich, they would have had this sorted out after the first game. Because it was very obvious after the first game. I was telling Tito the same thing. I'm like, we don't have the spacing. Y'all are guarding Cade this way because we don't have the spacing. Like, there's nothing else we can do.
Mhm.
So, like, you're able to just like collapse in the paint. And as soon as I saw a pick and roll and I saw Jalen Suggs get a steal on that pick and roll, I'm like, okay, well,
Right, because he can extra
like
help.
it,
Right.
there's,
He got a foot
he
of paint.
he's hanging out in the paint, bro. He's not guarding anybody.
Right. So
He's
what we're
not
seeing
guarding
is the Magic are out pistoning the Pistons. They're playing the Pistons basketball better than the Pistons have played their basketball this year. But only
Yeah.
thing that needs to change is you just got to stagger
Those men.
Sir and Durant. You just have to stagger them. You just can't have them
I'm
both on the
glad
floor at the same time.
I'm glad you see it the same exact way that I see it, because there's a difference between having an average shooter on the court and having a non-shooter, like someone that refuses.
Or they don't
Suggs, for
respect at
example,
all.
right?
Yeah, like they
Yes.
have to
So
actually respect it.
Suggs, for example, went 1 for 11 last game, right? And Tito was like, "Why is he taking all these shots? Why is he doing all this?"
Right.
I'm like, "He's doing this so that Paolo has room to drive,
Right, but
and that
he's
someone
open
has
for a
to
reason.
hesitate." Yes,
But he's open
yes, he
for-
is. He is.
a bum.
But he's doing that. The reason he takes those is because if he makes 2 in a row, next thing you know,
Right.
that defender has to step out and guard him,
Right.
and Paolo's getting a layup.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Only way they're stopping Cade right now is packing the paint and over helping. They're not
100%.
just straight up doubling
100%.
it right now. Because that'll
No.
help straight up like give up buckets. Because then you're in rotation.
Yes, that'll give up layups. Yeah, that'll give up layups.
Straight up doubling right away. They're just doubling on the drive, or they're just packing the paint and over helping. I mean, all the helpers got that foot in the paint.
Yeah, and you made a great point, Mamba, about
Echo.
Dennis. About Dennis and we cleared up the echo. Cool. You made a great point about Dennis and the physicality. I think you're right about that. But my thing is the way they're guarding Cade right now is they're trying to completely take him out of the game. So like the thing is, for me, if we have an extra shooter on that side, Tobias and another shooter on the other side of the floor, then Dennis can literally run a pick and roll with Duran on one side of the floor, and Cade don't even have to be part of the equation. Like they could face guard Cade like they're doing, and we can just run like a set on 4. And Dennis is the only player we have that I trust to do that.
Right, but they won't.
I can't trust Levert. I can't trust really anybody else.
So Dre, they won't. They won't play. They won't hug. They will not off ball. They won't do that to Cade.
They have been. They did it last game.
They did it when Dennis had the ball on the off ball.
Oh, well, no. So they did it when Dennis was out.
Yeah, no, I'm saying with Dennis is in,
like,
they're not going to play him like that. They're not going to give him those spot up threes. They're not going to do it.
They won't give who the spot up.
If Dennis is running the pick and roll, because Dennis can shoot the ball, they're not going to be able to help off of the Cade or anything like that. You can't really play. He doesn't solve that problem. Dennis doesn't solve that problem because they won't play Cade like that. Cade's got to be able to hit that 3-ball consistently. If he starts hitting that 3-ball consistently, then we have a problem. Then they actually do have to guard everybody like regular. You know,
he hasn't been getting good looks, but he also, if you watch him, like I don't think he had quite enough time to get back into game shape before we hit the playoffs.
Does he have that pull-up 3 though? I don't know about his game too much. Like, does he have the off the bounce 3, off the like high pick and roll 3? Because what they need to do is put the pick and roll higher, and then he can shoot that off the bounce 3. But set the pick over the 3-point line. I sent you this when we were.
Yeah, not in like the best rhythm. Like if he's just dribbling, he can pull up and hit the 3, but he don't have it like let me step back
next
into
step.
the
Then
3
once he
line.
picks
You know
that
what I mean?
step,
So yeah.
then he'll be like legit, like Donovan Mitchell, like that type of threat.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but for this series, like they except for Kane did a good job last night, but I honestly think it's because Cade is about to die on the court for us, literally just coming back from a collapsed lung.
right?
So and we're about to kill this man because no one else is doing anything.
You gotta play
But
better. You gotta
so
play better.
like not
I don't care.
not
Play
starting.
better.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. So I think going into this series, he's gonna learn that he's got to have better conditioning because he's got to be able to play a full game, getting pressed the entire game because that's what they're doing to him
And
right
play
now.
both ends,
But
right? And play both
yeah,
ends. Yeah.
but to alleviate that from him, we should have Dennis Jenkins on the floor more often so that he can bring the ball up, and on top of that, just run the offense if they're just gonna face guard Cade, so that he actually gets a break. And I
They're not gonna
I don't
do
know,
it. They're not gonna
but
face
like
guard him
but
with
like
Dennis on the floor. They're not gonna face guard him. They're gonna play normal.
I hope not. I hope not.
I
But that's why I'm saying he needs to play more
I hope
minutes.
they do. If they do, then Dennis is gonna go off. Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he
playing
should. He
for
should drop
basketball
30. Yeah, he should drop 30 and it's easy cuz there's more space.
like he did
But
against us.
but at the end of the day, if you watch any part of the Pistons game today and we're losing, look to see if Duran and Thompson are on the floor at the same time because the Magic literally don't have to play defense. And another thing, I'm going to get off the Duran and Thompson subject, but that's the biggest part of why we can't win games is because two players literally won't shoot the ball. And like it's okay if you got low percentage 3-point shooters, like you just need somebody that's a threat. But the other reason why we're losing, and this was very evident in the third quarter of last game, if y'all watched, the Magic offense is literally looking for matchup. So that's all they're doing is trying to get a matchup and trying to
That's
attack.
That's
And the
playoff basketball. That's
in
what that is.
in the third quarter of the last game, I think the first 4 possessions, they passed the ball to whoever Duncan Robinson was guarding, and they either scored or got to the free throw line. And we were in the bonus within like 4 minutes. And then finally, after 4 or 5 straight possessions, Bickerstaff took Duncan Robinson out, right? We went on a little run. Fourth quarter starts. He puts Duncan Robinson back in. Bain immediately hits a three on Duncan Robinson. So Duncan Robinson shot 1 for 6 from three, but he's your big time
He
3-point
can't.
shooter.
He
He is
can't.
getting absolutely killed on the defensive
He
end,
can't
but you still want to play the same lineup every single
because he
game.
needs him.
What is going
He's gotta
on?
play.
What?
I said Duncan
How
Robinson is the only other playmaker
He has to
that's
play.
on
He's
the
got to play
team.
better.
Yeah,
That's all it
playmaker?
is. He just
the
has to
only
play.
other.
Playmaker?
He's the only
Not
other person with
playmaker, like
juice on the
shooter.
ball.
You need that shooter.
He can shoot.
We need
No,
him more.
He can shoot.
Duncan works really well in the 2-man game with those bigs. I mean, I've seen him. I've watched him feed the other people passes, and he's a good player that moves the ball around. He's a playmaker. Nobody else has
Yeah.
juice on the ball on that team. I mean, like it's not going to be Duran. It's not going to be
Dennis
a Sar.
does.
No, I
So
mean,
like,
It's
yes,
Dennis.
he's a
It's Dennis.
and Reggie
Dennis
Miller
has to
talked
play
about
big
this.
minutes.
He's a
Dennis has to play bigger minutes.
what do they call it? Reggie, what did Reggie Miller say? I just brought this up the other day. Reggie Miller called Luke Kennard uh uh what does JJ say? JJ calls him a
It's not microwave. It's
it's
some
not
kind of
microwave.
word. I know
It's
what you're talking about. I know
blender.
what you're talking
So
about.
he's talking to a
Blender.
blender guy. So this is what Duncan Robinson
Yeah.
is the ultimate blender guy because he can off a closeout if someone initiates the action for him,
Yeah.
pick and roll, and
Yeah.
then he's catching the catch and shoot three, and someone's closed out on him, and the other team's in
Yep.
a rotation, they're in a
He can get
blender. So
2
to speak.
dribbles. He can get to his
He's great
2
at
dribbles,
that.
get to
He's
his
great at
floater.
catch and shoot, dribble,
Yep.
catch and pass,
2
whatever.
dribbles, get to his
He's good on
floater,
the
get
off
to
ball.
his shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's very beneficial to us on offense.
Yes,
But
as a Heat player,
if the
he's been taught right.
But if the whole Magic offense in the third quarter was literally just attacking Duncan Robinson and they had success, then what else do you have to do? If you're the coach, you either take him out or you put us in some kind of zone. And Bickerstaff didn't do either one of those.
So I won't talk about this with the Lakers. The Lakers have the same issue with the Lakers of Houston. This is the same issue that's happening with the Rockets. I'm going to bring it up in the Lakers.
How do we solve this though?
How
did you guys?
You have to play Duncan Robinson. You have to play him, and what you have to do is the person that is what they did with Luka is basically what you do is if they try to do a 1-on-1, what you do is you do a quick show dribble and take the ball out of his hands. You just automatically double and take the ball out of that dude's hands. That's what you have to do if they want to ISO or they want to put him in the post. You have to just quickly double and force them to, and then you're in rotation. I understand that, but you guys are a great defensive team. You should be able to. You have a bunch of athletes that can close out in the proper way. You know what I'm saying? Without giving up wide open threes and layups and whatnot. You just have to automatically the minute they start doing that, you have to double right away and
Yeah.
just take the ball out of his
Well,
hands. If the 1-on-1 is an issue, is too much of an issue for Duncan right now, which it probably is. You're seeing it all
it
over the
is.
league
It
for a lot of.
it was in
This
the
is the
third quarter.
playoffs.
He was
You
getting
attack the bad
absolutely
defenders.
killed.
This is what you do. This
Yeah.
is what you do in
This
the playoffs.
this is like, I feel like this is really passing the buck here. There really isn't any other excuse other than your all-star player Jalen Duren averaging 9 points a game. I just feel
We
like
can talk
that's
on this.
absolutely
Right.
unacceptable. We can't be pointing the finger at Duncan Robinson of all players or expecting
It's a
Dennis
chain
Jacobs
reaction.
to be
It's a
like
chain. Everything
to
is
be the
connected. It's just not just one
it's
player.
connected to
It's
it's connected to your second best player not playing to his standard that he
because
set
he
for
can't
himself
shoot the
during the
ball.
season.
It's because he can't shoot the
Yes.
ball. It's
Yes,
directly
but
connected to what we're talking
but the
about.
problem but the problem is though is the coach is not putting him in the best position to be successful. Like
I
obviously
agree.
because I'm mad at Cade too because he has a
He
ton
should
of
have played
turnovers.
better.
But everything that you talk about for the Pistons right now is due to spacing.
It's all
If there was
it's
more
all
spacing,
connected. Yeah.
if there was more spacing, Cade would have less turnovers.
Durant
If
would
there
be
was
playing
more
better. Yep.
spacing, Duren would have more points.
He'd be playing better.
Like
Yep.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
So for us to have more spacing in this playoff series, like you have to play another shooter. So
Okay.
am I upset that Duren's not scoring more? Yes, but we know
And the
that
Magic
his
can
game
defend.
is
They're
on the
not
inside.
bombers. They can
And if
defend.
they're throwing two defenders out here, what can he do? He doesn't have the skills to beat two defenders, and he doesn't have the skills to
I,
like pass out of a double team really well either. Because
so
if it was Jokic would have figured it out because he's such a skilled
And
offensive
this is what
player.
his first All Star
Duren
year. He's his first All Star. Is he first year
for
All Star?
Duren,
Duren.
yeah, it's
First
his
year.
first time being an
He's
All-Star.
a whippersnapper. He is.
Yeah, I mean he's 22 years old. He's got a lot of
Yeah.
growing to
He's
do,
got a.
but
So
his coach can help him in this series, and that's what I'm frustrated about because they're not doubling if we have another shooter, and if they are, then the shooter just has to knock down open shots.
I would tell you before the series,
Suggs is literally doubling Duren when he gets the
you ain't got
ball
the
because
talent.
Thompson is out on the wing and he ain't got to guard him.
Yeah, I would tell you before the series, you ain't got the talent. You don't have that number two. That number two scorer, you need that dude. Because that number two scorer
So
would fix all this. You wouldn't have this issue.
yeah, but I told you earlier that we really needed to get Michael Porter Jr. You were looking at me like I was
Yeah,
crazy.
because I don't like
And now
him.
that the
Yeah,
series,
'cause I don't
now
like
that
him.
the yes,
I'm
but now that the
biased.
series
I
is
just don't
here,
like him.
but now that the series is here,
He would've
if you
helped.
traded out Michael Porter Jr. for Duncan Robinson,
He would've
we
helped.
would have been all right on
He would've helped.
defense.
He would have helped.
Even if he's not a great defender,
I
at
really
least
feel
he can
like
rebound.
I really feel like the defense thing is overemphasized here because the Magic are literally one last game shooting 32% from the field. I mean, this is not some sort of
great
they're not
defense.
running they're not running big beautiful basketball. Like this isn't the San Antonio Spurs. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
When they shot that low of a percent, how many
30%.
points were how many points did they score from the free throw line? Because Duncan Robinson couldn't do anything but foul and got them into the bonus early in the third quarter. That was their offense in the third quarter. Attack Duncan Robinson
You're
and get to
complaining
the
about
line.
Duncan Robinson's defense. I'm saying both of y'all playing great defense. I don't understand. The defense ain't the issue. The issue is offense.
The
That's
defense
issue.
is not the issue. The defense
Both
is not the
teams
issue.
have
And
It's both. Well, it's both. So the spacing needs to be there for the offense, and also like we can't let people get into the bonus with 6 minutes left when they have a bad offense. Because even if our defense is playing well, Paolo Banchero is just shooting free throw after free throw after free throw.
Unless y'all were turning them over like OKC turning them over and getting layups and dunks on a consistent basis, but you guys aren't. You're not getting those type of live ball turnover points. Points over turnover. You might be getting turnovers, but you're not getting live ball turnovers that leading to points. Like you need those live ball turnovers to help your offense. You need that.
Yes,
and
to get those live ball turnovers though, you need a good defender, and that's not Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen with
because
Duncan.
he's literally
it can.
beat.
You guys played great defense all year. I mean, it can.
He's literally just getting beat though.
It can happen. You'll say Angels in the outfield. Yeah, it can happen. Like it's possible. Like you can play good defense with Duncan Robinson. You've done it. You've done it all year, or not all year.
This is entirely on the coaching. I mean, this is entirely on the coach. JB already did this. We already saw him do this in Cleveland, where they won 60 games. They were a number 1 seed, and they got punked and bounced around. So it's not entirely the player's fault. But I feel like there was a bit of overconfidence in this group. I mean, going into the postseason, I was hearing we can compete with the likes of the Knicks and the Celtics.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we almost beat the Knicks last year. We should have beat the Knicks last year, and we're better than the Knicks. Like
In
we
what
shouldn't be
ways,
the
though?
Knicks
The
last
Knicks should
year.
not be struggling with the Hawks. It should not be
Well,
struggling with the Hawks.
Okay, so but in that same respect, we have a number 1 seed, Detroit, that's about to get gentleman sweep
Hey,
against
they better
an
not
8th
lose.
seed.
They better not lose this game. They better
This
not lose
this
unless it's
just
7.
this just does not help the argument that we were clearly better than the Knicks and we definitely could hang with like the likes of the Celtics. I
I never said that. The Celtics were the team
definitely
I was
felt.
scared of in the East. The
I
Celtics is
mean,
the only team where I'm like, yeah, we can't hang with them.
I heard a
We
little
don't
bit
have
of,
it.
but I heard a little bit of, they can shoot us out of games, 3-point variance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This team was
You can't beat
flawed.
them. You could
They
shoot the
had
ball
a
too
great
well.
season, but teams don't prove themselves. Teams don't become great teams from regular season victories.
They also don't. They also don't take this step. This is not a step that any team has ever made. So this is not something that should have ever been an expectation. OKC didn't win it the first time. It took many years for OKC to become great.
This will be only the 7th or 8th number 1 seed to get bounced like this in the first round.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, this is not.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
This isn't a step forward. This is a step back. This is a catastrophic step.
Absolutely
this
not.
is catastrophic.
Right.
This is bad.
No.
This is the kind of thing that leads teams to make irrational moves. Like we're gonna trade for Kevin Durant. Like this is where I feel like the Pistons are gonna move this towards when they get bounced, because it's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And even if they do salvage this round, force a game 7, which is all we're really talking about.
The Mavericks lost 08 to the Warriors, and then they won a championship.
How is this normal?
It's not true.
How is this normal?
Happens all the time to all young teams. This is a normal thing that happens to young teams.
How is this normal? Young teams get bounced in the first round after being the number 1 seed. I just told you it only happens.
Minnesota.
I just told you it's only
Minnesota. Another example. A team that's not going to win the championship. But they all got hurt this year. But they thought they were there, and then they weren't there, and then they traded everybody away. They panicked and traded everybody away after they lost last year or whatever. I said this is what happened to young teams. They have success.
Minnesota's not a young team.
I'm saying this is the Pistons are a young team. What do you mean?
I'm saying Minnesota is not a young team.
Minnesota was a young team with Anthony Edwards, and it took years for them to become
Anthony Edwards is a young player. Anthony
Hmm?
Edwards is a young player. Karl Anthony Towns is not young. Rudy Gobert is not young. Those were the players that put them in a position to get to the Western Conference. Was it 3 years in a row? And they made it to the conference finals.
You're talking about those 2 players. There were many other players on the team that were young. You're picking and choosing what players you want to point out. Minnesota was a young team.
They're most important players. Those are the most important players on the team.
They had a whole bunch of young players on that team. What do you mean? They had a whole bunch of young players on that team.
Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels, but it wasn't those aren't the guys that were calling the shots and leading the charge for them.
They were pretty key.
Anthony Edwards is calling the shots in Minnesota. Do not get it twisted. Anthony Edwards is calling the shots.
But he's the young player. That doesn't make him a young team.
This happens to young player team. If Ken Cunningham was playing better, they wouldn't be in this position. If Ken Cunningham was playing, they wouldn't be in this position. He's a young player.
So my thought on this series in general is that the Magic are outplaying us, but I think it's just coaching. I don't think they have a way more talented team than us. They do have Banchero. They have Banchero and they have Franz, who
the Magic are a young team
for some reason.
But they have more experience than the Pistons.
But we're literally being outcoached in this series.
And they underperformed this year.
And I will say this, and obviously this is going to be me defending the Pistons. The Magic are not an 8 seed.
Yeah, that's what I said. They had a injury.
They're also not.
I don't think they're an 8 seed. That you are what your record is.
They're not a play-in team. They're
That's
not
what
a play-in team.
Yeah, they just had a
Franz has been injured for most of the season.
They're not a normal 8 seed.
And so is who's the other guard that you just brought up today? He's been hurt for a bunch of games. They're not a play-in team.
They're not. They're a much better team. They've been doing this. They actually have experience in the playoffs. They've been doing it.
Yes, but still at the same time, we've been outcoached. And it's a very simple thing that me and Drew already talked about.
Yeah.
Thompson and Duran being on the court at the same time is killing us.
You gotta make that adjustment.
It's killing us. And if he doesn't make the adjustment this game, then I'm gonna ask for a new coach.
This is why I wanted to talk about this.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
I knew it was gonna last forever. Pod, they're over already. Because we talked.
I know, right? Yeah.
This is why I gotta hop off. I knew this was gonna be forever.
I gotta hop off and watch the game.
Anyway, Dre about to leave.
I gotta hop off and watch
Dre about
the game.
to leave in a couple minutes. To go ahead and wrap up the Pistons, you know what I'm saying? Wrap up the Pistons. I'll go to the Lakers real quick. I ain't gonna drag it on.
Pistons emergency pod. That's what we call this one.
I got you. Yeah, yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead and wrap it up on the Pistons. Go ahead, Dre.
Like just to wrap it up, Drew and I said it. Like Thompson and Duran, there's a
Uh-oh, I'm
difference, like
sorry.
I said, between someone that can shoot the three but isn't shooting a high percentage. Like we have two non-shooters in a lineup, and the Magic are taking advantage of that. And for some reason, we're 4 games into this series, and Bickerstaff hasn't made that adjustment. And that's
He ain't trying to hurt
unacceptable. It's
someone's feelings.
unacceptable.
He ain't trying to hurt feelings.
Even if we come back and win the next 2 games, it's unacceptable to let us get to 3 losses and you not realize, hey, maybe we need another floor spacer out there because it'll help Duran, it'll help Cade, it'll help everyone on the team. But he literally just has played the same lineup over and over again, and like it's annoying. It's annoying. But hopefully it changes today. We'll see.
We
We'll
will
see.
see. We will see. We will see. I don't want to leave. Dre about to leave. So let me just go through the Lakers real quick. Hey, my Lakers. I feel obviously I'm overjoyed about the Lakers. I thought we were gonna lose. If you watched the preview pod, I thought we were gonna lose easily, or maybe sweep or whatever. I didn't expect KD to be injured, so that's a huge factor of why this has happened the way it's happened. But I can't take nothing away from LeBron James. He's incredible. He's unrealistic. He's like a video game. 41 years old, playing the way he's playing. I can understand now why people say he's the GOAT. Like, I'm not gonna argue with nobody about it anymore because of what I've seen. And he's been a Laker for 8 years, so he's a Laker to
Yeah.
me now. You know what I'm saying? So I got like, if he's the GOAT, to you, I'm good with it. He's been incredible.
Has it really been 8 years?
JJ Redick's been
Holy
incredible.
jeez.
His adjustments have been incredible. Rui's been great. Marcus Smart's been incredible. Luke Kennard's been great. Our role player's been great. Aiton's been pretty good. He's been better than I thought he was going to show up. He showed that he can guard like in the post. Because he hasn't been like getting like, because usually Sengun would destroy somebody like Aiton, but Aiton's been holding it down against Sengun. So nothing easy with Sengun. So very very happy with JJ Redick.
That's another
way
young
he's
player
coached the
that's
team.
been
He's been
underperforming
incredible.
for sure.
You talking about Sengun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Another young player that's
Sengun,
definitely
I'm
been
a big fan of him
underperforming.
too. So I don't understand what's happening there. But yeah, that was basically it. The Rockets. Oh, the thing about the matchups. Let me bring it up real quick. So the reason why I was
Yeah.
talking about the Duncan Robinson thing, why you have to play him anyway, is this is the same thing that Ime Udoka had to deal with Reed Shepard.
Mhm.
Reed
Yeah,
Shepard
yeah.
is costing them games, but you need to play him because you don't have a guard. You don't have a point guard. So you need to play him. You need someone to dribble. Reed Shepard, the person you're responsible for dribbling, literally is the one who gave up the back tap on LeBron that put us back in the game. He's the
Mhm.
same dude who got picked
I remember
on
that. Yep.
throughout this series, who's getting picked on this entire series by whoever he's guarding.
Mhm.
And we got a huge bucket at the end of the game. Rui drove on him and got an easy bucket because that's their solution is to put Reed Shepard on Rui, which is ridiculous. Rui was scoring him all day long. So and we're exploiting it. So it's just whoever Reed Shepard is guarding, we're gonna go at him. That's how the playoffs are. It's you find the
And
weakest
that's what the
link on
Magic are
defense and
doing.
then you
Yeah.
attack them because everybody knows your
Not even
plays at this point. You're not gonna just
not running
call plays and whatnot. You're not gonna be able to do that.
yeah.
You're gonna
Not
have to
running
be able to
set,
attack people's weaknesses. In playoffs,
not running
the
pick and roll.
weaknesses they get exposed.
It's literally just, hey, who got Duncan
Yeah,
guarding him,
whoever's
passing
guarding,
him the
who's the
ball. Hey,
weakest defender, just like the
do
dude
him.
from
Do
the
him.
Wolves. Talk about they're all bad
Do him.
defenders. The Nuggets.
Yeah.
They're all bad defenders.
Yeah.
Just attack. That's all you're doing. That's what you're doing in the playoffs. You're attacking the bad. It
Yeah.
exposes the flaws in individual players. That's what the playoffs do.
Yeah.
And that's why
And
you gotta have somebody that can play both ends.
that is the one thing about like that Magic like starting lineup is like although they might struggle on offense
Right.
sometimes, like they don't really have a defender that you could just go at.
Right.
So
OKC doesn't have any.
that's the one thing about like Orlando, like they don't really have a player that you could just go at unless
can
Banchero
attack.
just don't want to put the effort in. Like they don't really have a bad defender that you're just like, yeah, we can just attack him on every possession.
They can
So
defend.
that's why it's so hard when both teams are struggling on offense and Orlando's like, that's fine, bro. Y'all got Duncan Robinson out there. We got offense. We good.
Yeah, Bickerstaff's
And
got
that's
to
why it's so hard to watch.
get y'all better shots. He's just got to get y'all better shots and whatnot. So
which literally is just plugging in another tutor, bro.
Can't be getting out coached by a coach that was going to get fired, or probably still will get fired. Like 2
That's
weeks
what
ago.
that's what's disappointing me, bro. That's what's disappointing me. Is like I saw this in game 1 when we lost, and we're going into game 5, and I haven't seen a change. And I'm like, this is what the playoffs is about, bro. You make adjustments to help your team. No adjustments,
I'm not
bro.
gonna lie. He's
Same
got a
lineup.
history of
In,
malpractice.
in 5 minutes, if I see the same starting lineup, I'm gonna be okay with it. But 5 minutes after that, if there's not a rotation to see Thompson or Duran coming out of the game and a shooter coming in, then I'm like, all right, bro, why am I watching? We're gonna lose. Why am I watching?
You gotta watch because you're a fan, so you got to suffer through it. You got to suffer through
Why
it.
am I watching,
You got
bro?
to suffer through
Why am
it.
I watching? What do they say when you do the same thing over and over again, expect different
That's
results?
called
What is
being
it,
a
Drew?
fan. That's
It's
called being a fan.
insanity.
You
It's
knock your head
insanity.
on
That's
the door
what it is.
until
Thank
eventually they're
you.
good.
Insanity.
That's called being a fan. You just keep knocking your head on that door until your team is good. That's what being a fan
I think
is.
Detroit obviously is gonna learn from this. Hopefully they grow from this experience. They probably are gonna get bounced pretty soon, if not this game, next game. But yeah, I mean, it was a good year. They probably overachieved for where they are. Like they're not
they
a
definitely
real
did.
1 seed. No, for sure. I mean, I'm putting the
definitely
caveat
overachieved.
there, but they overachieved for where they were. They were a 4th seed last year. They're a 1 seed this year. They're probably closer to a 4 than they are a 1.
Right.
So,
And it's only because
you
Celtics
gotta
and Indiana got hurt. That's the only reason why. Literally, those players
Celtics,
got injured.
Indiana, like, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
They got
even
more
Milwaukee
talented
is
teams.
like a team that
Milwaukee
had a
too,
disastrous
Milwaukee.
season. So,
Yep.
this isn't as much as people want to talk about the competitive balance between the East and the West. I mean, the East suffered more injuries to
Basura.
superstars than the West did. So,
East is Basura.
I mean, we could go bar for bar with it, but like, are we gonna say like the 7th seed, like Portland Trailblazers, are like a competitive team in the East or something like that? I just don't know where we draw the line of demarcation.
I don't know
of, like,
where. I haven't seen a single Portland Blazers game, so I can't comment. Like
You didn't watch them against the Spurs at all?
No, because I think I expected them to blow them out. Like, is that series over already?
Nice.
Yeah, it's already over. They won last night.
I wasn't gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Why would I watch that?
They won last
Why would
night.
I watch that?
Yeah.
So this is the thing, though. The West has
dope.
how many teams that you think could win a title?
Probably 4.
2.
4?
2 to me. I think it's just 2.
It's just 2, really. It's just 2, really.
Spurs, bro. I think it's just Thunder and the Spurs,
It
bro.
really is just 2.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's just Thunder and the Spurs.
He didn't want to say 3.
He didn't want to stick the Lakers in there.
He didn't want to say 3 because he knew it.
Let me just scoop the Lakers. Let me just scoop the Lakers in there. Who's the third?
Okay, I don't see it. Not this year, but I mean, they're a team that's won a championship for sure.
Jokic has won a
not with the way they
championship.
play.
Another one.
He
With
can.
Aaron
Yeah,
Gordon, the
yeah.
way he's playing this year. Or
Yeah,
from what I
Jokic is
saw, I
nice.
haven't seen a lot of Denver basketball.
He's
But-
been hurt.
And the way
He's been
Jamal
hurt.
Murray can turn into Michael Jordan at random times.
In the playoffs, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
they
sure.
can win. And my Lakers can. If Luka comes back, the problem is, okay, he's not gonna be back like by the OKC series, so we really don't have a shot. But we can win a title. If we wasn't injured, we could win a title this year for sure.
I don't know, bro. You
I didn't
got
miss
your two best scorers can't guard.
All
so
I
don't
need is a
know,
couple
bro.
injuries.
I don't know.
That's all I
Your-
need.
yeah, you told me about it.
That's all I
Like
need is a couple
your two
injuries.
best scorers.
Ankle sprain. That's all I need.
Obviously they're injured right now, but neither one of them want to play defense.
All I need is an ankle sprain. That's all I need. That's it.
One of them got to get out there and guard Shy or SGA.
But if Shy
I
got
don't
a
like that.
hobbled
I don't like
ankle,
that matchup.
Shy
I don't like-
can't plant right.
I don't like that matchup for you still talking about the injury.
All it takes is a little
man. All
injury.
right.
Injuries happen all the time. the Raptors won a title off of this. This is happening.
Hey,
Well,
you can argue that the Thunder won the title off of it too.
Yeah,
you can argue
exactly.
that too.
That's
Yeah,
true.
The Pacers
Yeah,
were
that's
right there.
true.
The Pacers
That's
were right
true.
there. So yeah.
We are one injury away from winning the title. Well, not this year because Luka's already injured. But we could have won a title. If someone got hurt, we could have won a title this year for sure. No doubt about it, Mama. Luka's that good.
I would say it's literally only 2 teams in the West that are actually capable of winning the title. If we're
That's
gonna be
the thing.
legit about it, if we're gonna be keep it a buck, it's definitely the Thunder. It's definitely the Spurs. The way they're built, the way that they can attack on both sides of the ball, the way that they can avalanche you, turn you over. They can get any bucket on anywhere on the floor. They've got an absolute demon protecting the paint. The
It's not
Spurs
fair.
are the
It's
only
actually
other
not
team
fair.
This year, it's realistically it's them and OKC at it. Denver,
I agree.
Denver, as good as they were earlier in the year, this is an unserious team. They don't defend. They don't. I mean, there's a litany of problems. I think that's also a coaching
they
thing. I don't
unserious.
think Michael Malone would let the troops carry on the way that they do on the defensive side of the ball and get attacked relentlessly, possession after possession. And I mean, the only other teams that you could really look at, Timberwolves, it's not going to be them. They just got hit with a bunch of injuries. The Lakers, like you said, I think if they're healthy, and I think they're still a couple of pieces away because we're talking about.
Nah, you disrespectful.
No.
One piece. Ain't no couple pieces. All we need is 1 3-and-D guy. We a championship title team.
That's a lot of teams, man. They don't grow on trees.
Yeah, but it's just you said couple. I just need one.
I say 2 players. I'd say 2 rotation players because I don't believe in DeAndre Ayton as a solution at center as good as he's been this year. He's showing right now against a
Sengun a baller.
Deflated.
Sengun a baller.
That group.
Deflated.
No. This is irrelevant to the Sengun piece of it. That team has the worst vibes of any team left in the postseason. Those guys hate each other. They got Kevin Durant like on the burner phone in the locker room talking shit about everybody.
That's all us.
That's okay.
All right. What about the East? What about the East? You think it's just Boston?
I think it's just Boston, but I'm definitely of the mind that New York could get to the finals. I don't know that they could win, but they can definitely get to the finals.
They're gonna get swept by OKC. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna get swept by OKC.
If they got there, yeah. But
how do they solve people going at them in the pick and roll with
they play in the East. They don't gotta worry about that. Next question.
I mean it's
what else?
You might be right, but they got a guard against Boston.
They just chuck up a bunch of threes. Boston they play one-on-one check up threes. They don't even play pick and roll.
Well, okay, but Brunson has to guard someone on Boston though.
But he just put him on a shooter. Just put him on Pritchard. Put him on a shooter.
They've already beaten Boston too. So I mean, those guys aren't afraid of playing the Celtics. They've already beat them in the playoffs. So I think the Brunson problem is one that needs to be addressed. But I think the bigger thing that's going to propel New York to a finals run, if they have one in them, is unclogging the offense. Brunson's got to get off the ball and let Towns cook. There's just too many games where it's Brunson dribble, and Towns has 12 shot attempts by the end of the middle of the fourth quarter. That's got to be your guy. That's got to get going. He's got to stretch the floor. That's going to space everything out. That's going to let everybody else cook.
It's actually funny because when the coach came in, I feel like there was an emphasis of
Brunson,
like not dribbling as much, right?
Right.
and now we're in the playoffs, and it feels like back to factory settings. Like,
but they took it. They took that series.
You can't.
They took that series. Oh, but Cat took that series back against Atlanta because hold on a second. It's not random games because the games that hold on a second.
Why is it
the games that they've lost? Jalen Brunson has been attacked relentlessly by CJ McCollum. Yeah. He has turned into Michael Jeffrey Jordan against Jalen Brunson, especially in the fourth quarter.
Bro was cooking.
He was absolutely attacking him. And they asked him about this, and they were like, "Do you like that matchup?" And he's like, "What do you think?" Like, yes, I love that matchup. So the games that they've taken back in this series now, it's been Cat. He's been aggressive. He's been attacking because the biggest advantage that they have against Atlanta is that mismatch in the bigs. They don't have a real big. Atlanta's a tweener team. They have a lot of wings playing across the lineup, and Cat can cook against guys like that. So
I missed the start of this game, and Durant hit a three. I forget everything I said on the pod. Forget everything I said. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Cat ain't exactly Scottie Pippen on defense either. I ain't trying to hear that.
No, he's a problem on defense too. He's a problem.
They have 2 people that are bad on defense. That's their problem. They have 2 player on their starting lineup that are bad on defense. They just Cat.
I gotta hop off. Drew. You might want to make this a part 1, bro, because we got plenty to talk
I'm about to watch basketball too. I'm done too. This is it. I'm about to watch.
Yeah, we gotta hop back on about the playoffs.
We'll close it off here. Final thoughts.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Let our team.
Go ahead.
No final thoughts, bro.
Mamba, let's go Mamba first. Go ahead.
Okay.
Final thoughts is the first round has been a blast to watch. This is exactly what you wait all season for.
Amen.
Upsets. teams showing up, players showing up that you didn't expect them to. And this is where legends are made. This is where people rise to the moment. I think we've had a good first round so far, aside from a couple of series that we didn't talk about. Like I
Just
think
injuries.
Timberwolves Nuggets has been a disappointment.
Mhm.
Besides injuries, Timberwolves Nuggets has been a disappointment. Spurs have stamped themselves like that one was a quick one, but this has been a good playoff so far. I think this is shaping up to be a legendary second round. With the matchups we're gonna get OKC, Spurs, whoever they end up playing.
That's the series to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the finals. That's the NBA finals. Is OKC
Yeah.
versus Spurs. Go ahead, Dre. I mean, I'll go. Real quick. Here's a great. LeBron's awesome. We're gonna win this series. We'll probably lose the next one. All right. What else you got?
uh, Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just limit the minutes for Thompson and Durant on the court at the same time, bro. That's it.
Right, that's the right
Please,
tone.
please.
That's the right tone.
It should have happened. It should have happened in the first game. We're 4 games in. Like, please wake up, Bickerstaff. Please. If not, bro, get somebody else in there.
All right, pray for Dre and the Pistons.
Sleepy JB, is that what we're gonna call him now?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Sleepy
I don't
JB.
know.
Let's start it here. The pod needs a viral moment.
Yeah, we got a ring to it. I love that.
Goodness, wake up, please, wake up. Smell the coffee, man.
That'd be the
coffee.
name
You're
of the
down
pod.
3-1.
We made a pod.
There we go.
That's the name of the pod this week. Sleepy JB.
Goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious.
All right, Obies.
All right,
All right, guys.
Good.
All right.
Yeah. Good night,
All
y'all.
right.
Peace.
Peace.
One.